Connecticut offers two research tax credits. The Research and Experimental Expenditures Tax Credit, using Form CT-1120RC, and the Research and Development Expenditures Tax Credit, using Form CT-1120RDC. The Research and Experimental Expenditures Credit is equal to 20% of the incremental increase in research and experimental expenditures that are conducted in Connecticut that exceeds the amount spent by that corporation on those expenditures during the previous income year. Unused credits can be carried forward 15 years. A company that is unable to take the credit due to having no tax liability under the corporation business tax may elect to carry 100% of the credit forward or may qualify to exchange the credit with the state for a credit refund equal to 65% of its value. The Connecticut Research and Development Credit follows the federal guidelines for research and development and qualifying research expenses. The expenses must be paid or incurred by the taxpayer for reasons of R&D and basic research conducted in Connecticut. Research and development expenses may include, but are not limited to, expenses incurred in connection with the taxpayer's trade or business that represent research and development costs in the experimental or laboratory sense. All costs in relation to the development or improvement of a product, including any pilot, model, process, formula, invention, technique, patent, or similar property. The product can be used by the corporation in its trade or business, or can be held for sale, lease, or license. Or costs of attaining a patent, such as attorney fees expended in making and perfecting a patent application. Expenses that do not qualify for the credit include the following: overhead and other expenses such as general and administrative payroll, supplies not involved directly in the R&D projects, depreciable property and land, and ordinary testing or inspection of materials or products. The credit rate is 6% for qualified small businesses. All other companies must use a rate schedule to find out the amount of the tentative credit. A qualified small business is a company whose gross income for the previous year doesn't exceed $100 million and hasn't met the gross income test through transactions with a related person. Companies that have revenue in excess of $3 billion, employ more than 2,500 employees, and are based in an enterprise zone receive the tentative credit rate allowed, or 3.5%, whichever is the greater amount. A company with more than $200 million of R&D expenses in a single year must receive an eligibility certificate from the Department of Economic and Community Development before claiming the credit. If you'd like to find out more about the Connecticut credit or the federal credit, please click the contact button below to speak with one of our specialists.